De Argentina? ¿Quién es de Argentina? ¿De Colombia? Venezuela? Nicaragua? Bienvenido. The topic given to me is Latin America, promises and challenges. The word promises reminds me of a Colombian pop song, Prometo, by Fonseca. He sings, Te prometo que serás mi amor eterno. I promise you that you will be my eternal love. But there is also another Latin American pop song from Mexico by Real Barrio. He sings, No te prometo amor eterno, porque no puedo. Soy aventurero, cazador de mariposas, tripulante de una nube. It means, I don't promise you eternal love, because I cannot. I am an adventurer. I am a hunter of butterflies. I am a cloud flyer. So I'm going to change the topic from Latin America, promises and challenges, to America Latina entre te prometo y no te prometo. So I'm going to change the topic to Latin America, te prometo, I promise you, and no te prometo, I don't promise you. Latin American history is a cycle of periods of te prometo and no te prometo. Latin Americans have seen the magic of promises and the realism of disappointments. That is why you have magical realism, which is a special form of Latin American literature. And Latin Americans have seen fiestas of promises and siestas of no te prometo. Let me give you some examples of these cycles of boom and bust. Te prometo y no prometo. Argentina in 1900s was one of the top 10 richest countries in the world, richer than Switzerland. They had everything. They had agriculture, industry, exports, and they built mansions, parks, theaters, and they had the first metro in Latin America. And they were celebrating life like my friend Axel has sung. Celebra la vida segundo a segundo. Nada se guarda, todo se venda. There's an Argentine pop singer whose song is a typical example of the Latin American philosophy. And he sings, celebrate life, second to second. Don't hold anything, give out everything, celebrate life. But after celebrating life, they ended up in a big mess in 2002. They had the world's largest debt default of $90 billion. And 50% of the people went below poverty line. Serious crisis. And then there came a man called Nestor Kushner in 2003. He promised the Argentines, don't worry, I will rescue. And he did. After the crisis in 2002, in 1 year, Argentina turned around with growth, recovered remarkably, and continued high growth from 2003 to 10. But now, they are back in Noto Prometo. Difficulties. Or look at the case of Venezuela. In 1920, Venezuela was the largest oil exporter in the world, ahead of Saudi Arabia. And in the 1970s, when oil was over $40 a barrel, the Venezuelans used to go to Miami for shopping. And they would not ask the prices. They would just see. If they like something, they will say, "Dame 12. Give me a dozen." And the Venezuelans used to go to Miami for breakfast, New York for lunch, and Paris for dinner. And they used to sing like Chino y Nacho. Mi niña bonita, dulce princesa, mi siente que vuelo más alto que cielo. My beautiful love, my princess, I feel like flying above the heaven. They were singing. But now it's a period of no te prometo. Venezuela is in serious crisis, political, economic, financial, and social crisis. Or you take the case of Brazil. Brazil in the 1960s was the China of the world. They had 6% growth over a period of 30 years. And they had even double-digit growth like China. And it was called the miracle of Brazil. Then they went down. And then came up again during Lula's time, 2002 to 2010. Brazil was booming. And Brazil, the emerging power, they said it just emerged. And they had the IPO, the initial public offering of Petrobras, the oil company of Brazil. And they had the largest IPO in the world, $70 billion. And this IPO was not issued from New York or Frankfurt or London, no. It was done in Sao Paulo Exchange. And this company, Petrobras, announced a 5-year investment plan of $220 billion. This was the largest corporate investment plan in the world at that time, more than ExxonMobil or General Motors or any other company. But now, Brazil is struggling for survival.